Hold on, I'm actually trying to put it for record on my laptop. What's up, everyone? I am the marketing nomad and my name is Prithvi Madhukar. So in today's episode, we are going to kind of talk about this thought that I had a particular week, and this was a couple of weeks ago. So the thought that I had was shift your energy to shift the energy around you. And I believe in this so much, and I want to get into what I actually mean by it, and of course share some examples from my life as well. So shift your energy to shift the energy around you. Let's get into a little bit of a backstory. So a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't say I was in a bad place. I would just say that there were a lot of things coming at me from different directions, and frankly, I was feeling a little bit at loss, and I could feel the negative energy of the things around me kind of seeping into my energy. Like it was kind of tackling my energy and overpowering my energy, and so I was beginning to feel that sense of negativity in me as well. And one thing that I believe in is energy. I just believe so much in it. I mean, yeah, I'm just putting my water bottle down because as I'm speaking, the table is shaking, and then I could see the water bottle also wobbling, and I was like, okay, it's gonna fall down. Okay, anyway, that is if you're watching the video version of this. Speaking of which, if you are catching me on my YouTube channel, definitely do hit that subscribe button. I share thoughts for the week. I share mindset, marketing, business tips as well. And I also share plan with me videos. And if you are listening to this on my podcast, The Marketing Nomad Show, hi there. And if you would hit the subscribe button, you are going to get more weekly content like this. Alrighty, so that's a little bit of a plug there. Where was I before I got distracted with the water bottle? So yeah, I'm a huge believer in energy. You know, I truly believe that our energy, the energy that you have within you, is extremely powerful. I think it is so powerful that sometimes we may not even recognize the influence it can have on seemingly irrelevant things. And so when I say shift your energy to shift the energy around you, it usually means that if you are having a lot of negative energy around you, all right, things are getting overwhelming for you, things are just not working right, the energy does not seem right, you have to understand that the way quantum physics works is that energy cannot be created nor destroyed, right? But it can be transferred from one place to another. And the more you look into physics, the more you also understand that energy always flows from high to low until it balances out, right? That's the same with water, that's the same with electricity as well. And so when you think of it like that, when you apply quantum physics and the theories of related to energy, at the moment I think the energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Is it thermodynamics? I know it's been a really long time for me. Anyway, there is a law. All I'll say is there is a law, okay? It's an actual thing. And yeah, so where was I? Yes, so it will always move from a point of high to a point of low until they balance each other out. So when you apply that theory to yourself, okay, when the external negative energy is higher than the internal energy that you do have, and it could be neutral, it could be positive, it could be negative, it doesn't matter, whatever internal energy that you do have, when your external energy is higher, what happens is that it will seep in to you until you and the external energy balances out. In other words, you are absorbing that negative energy. And it happens often, without you realizing, especially when things are coming at you from different directions and you're just like, okay, I have no idea what to do. I'm so lost, whatnot. And, the panic, the frustration, the stress, the pressure, all of it does get to you at some point. And so my fix for that, okay, when you think of it in terms of physics, my fix for that is to make sure that my internal energy is higher than the external energy. And so what usually happens is that I shift my entire focus back to myself, back to raising my energy. And that could be in different formats. Like, you can have different ways to increase your internal positive and powerful energy. It could be that you instead focus on things that you love doing. You focus on doing things that raise your vibration, that raise your energy. For example, for me in particular, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when the external energy is overpowering my internal energy, I immediately get to mindfulness exercises like journaling, like meditation, because that is my way of increasing my internal energy. I also dance, and then a few other things that I do. I try to go out, try to absorb a lot of the positive energy that is around me, go out in nature, go out for walks, so on and so forth. Like, I heavily put focus on that so that I'm absorbing that energy instead of the negative energy that is surrounding maybe something that's not going right or something that is just on my mind heavily. And so what I'm doing in that moment of time is I am raising my energy. All right, I'm doing things that are, yes, taking my mind off of someone's at the door. Anyway, I think my mom's got that. Anyway, what I was saying is lost my train of thought. Yeah, so what I was saying is that, yeah, I do things that raise my energy. And what happens in that moment of time is I am shifting my energy, consciously or subconsciously. I am shifting my energy to a point where my energy becomes higher than the negative energy that is surrounding whatever problems I'm facing or whatever is stressing me out in that moment of time. And what does physics say? Energy will always move from a point of high to a point of low. And so my energy, my internal energy, starts moving outwards into the things around me. And I've actually seen this happen. It's insane that the power of your internal energy can actually shift the things around you. And it might not even be relevant to whatever it is that you are going through. Maybe something else that's completely not connected shifts and it fixes itself, and then the ripple effect of that is that this negative energy that you're dealing with also corrects itself over time. And I mean, I've seen it happen, so I believe in it, but you may not, and that's okay. It's okay if you haven't yet seen that happen for yourself, and maybe you're having a little bit of a hard time believing it. So if you don't believe that aspect of it, here's another thing that I'm sure will be easier for you to accept, okay? So when you shift your internal energy, what's happening is you are giving space to yourself to gain clarity, okay? You are taking steps to step away from the negative energy You are cleansing your own energy. You are removing all that negativity, all that stress, all that pressure, and you are allowing your subconscious mind to work on the problem. And that by itself gives you clarity of thought. So even if you don't believe that your energy has the power to transform the energy around you, and I believe in this so much, it's happened to me so many times that I believe in the power of my energy. But it's okay if you don't believe in that, or if it hasn't happened to you yet. It's okay. But believe that your energy is so powerful that when you focus on it, when you focus on raising it to a point where it exceeds the energy of the external trouble or the external negative energy that you're facing, it will bring you that clarity of thought. And even if it does not bring you that clarity of thought, it gives you the power, because energy is kind of related to power too. If I'm not wrong, it's time, energy, and power. That's the equation. Yeah. Anyway, wow, engineering was so long ago. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, it gives you the power to do whatever you need to do to overcome whatever problem it is that you have on hand. And I believe in this really strongly. I'm just looking at my notes to see if I've covered whatever it is that I had scripted. And yes, I do script all of them, but it's like in point form so that I can just flow. But, you know, having those points gives me some sort of direction. And usually before the podcast, my thoughts are all over the place. And so kind of scripting it helps me just, you know, say, okay, this is point number 1, then I want to go this, then I want to do this, and so on and so forth. Yeah, which basically I do script and it helps me a lot. And I do want to say that the energy that you have within you, you have to believe in its power. I cannot tell you how important this is. It is so powerful that it can shift. It can shift. That's all I'm gonna say, okay? It's not that you have to be positive all the time, or you have to be this happy person that's 24/7 giggling and laughing. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that your energy has to be in a very steady place. You need to be at peace. And so it's important at this point for you to list out things and activities and thoughts and beliefs that put you in that place of peace, because that is where your energy is the highest. Like, it has the maximum influence on the things around you. And I really want you to try it out. You know, shift your energy to shift the energy around you. And it might not happen immediately, okay? It might take you a couple of times of doing things that you love, maybe doing mindful exercises, maybe putting yourself in peaceful energy around you so that you can absorb that energy. It might take you a little bit of time, but focus on that. Just put in all your thought, your effort into raising your energy, and trust me, slowly things around you also shifts and it starts clearing out. I'll give you an example from real life, okay? And this may have happened to you a couple of times as well. Have you noticed that when someone is talking to you and they're very angry, okay? Maybe they perceive that you've done something wrong, but maybe you haven't, okay? Let's take that situation. And so they are extremely angry and they're yelling at you. That's the energy that they're emitting, right? Now, your energy is separate from that, right? But if you get influenced by that energy and you start reacting back to what they're saying, you start getting defensive, you yell back, the entire atmosphere is completely different. Like, it becomes extremely toxic and negative, right? It becomes even worse than what it started out with. But on the other hand, If someone is behaving the way that they're doing, and I'm not saying it was right or wrong, no judgment there. But if you come from a place of peace, okay, you tackle the situation with kindness and with respect, the entire situation diffuses. You are like, the person's anger automatically comes down. Even if you may not have, even if you did do something wrong, you can watch how your energy shifts the other person's energy. And that's just one example. This is with respect to you dealing with another person's energy. But even situations, even, things around you have their own energy. You have to remember that as well. So this is just one example. And I really think that you attract who you are. I've heard this so much, and I believe in it so much because time and again it has proven to me. And it's not about being positive or being happy. I really want to take that misconception out, because I see so many people on social media getting so frustrated saying, why do people say be positive all the time? That's toxic and stuff like that. I don't want to comment on that, but I do want to say that we were meant to experience life in all of its spectrum, all right? And we have a spectrum, like I just said, but for the most part, tackling it with neutrality, with peace, is actually the place that you should be. Not happiness, and not the other extreme of sadness or anger or whatever it is. Whatever emotions that you are feeling, it's always about coming back to neutrality, coming back to that place of peace. That's what you should be aiming for. That's what I truly believe. And so when it comes to this topic of you attract who you are, I really think that if you are in that peaceful energy, if you've taken the time to raise it, if you've taken the time to absorb that peaceful energy from your surroundings, or even by the actions that you do, I really think that you attract the same peaceful energy to you and into your life as well. I really think that. And I've seen it happen with myself, and that's why I believe in it so strongly. And if you're listening and you're a little skeptical, I understand. 4 years ago, I was in your place. I was like, well, are you telling me that these things are just going to dissipate on their own? And, it used to frustrate me when I would hear people say that you attract who you are. But the more I tried it out and I tested it, the more I realized how true it really was. Because even if things around you don't shift, you've shifted enough to handle it. And by handling it, you automatically shift it. So it works either way. Either it shifts on its own, or you have the power to shift it. And let me tell you, I want to put this out there again and again and again. Your energy is powerful. It is powerful, especially in the last year or so. So the first 3 years, I actually took time to understand this and to implement it for my life. And then the past year, I've kind of been pushing it a little bit. Yes, I've been like, okay, let's see how powerful my energy. Let's see. I've kind of been pushing it a little bit, and I absolutely love that I'm doing that, because each time I have surprised myself, and it's amazing. And you should try it too. Okay, if you're someone who's tried this and it's worked for you, I want you to see how much more powerful can my energy be, and just test it out. And let me tell you, the amount of things that you are capable of shifting, like your energy is capable of shifting, it's going to be amazing, and you're going to see that for yourself. And yeah, test it out. I've done it. It's funny, but I think that our energy, frankly, is limitless. I think it is so powerful that you can keep testing it all you want, and it's just gonna keep surprising you. So I really want you to do that for yourself. If that's one takeaway that you have from this podcast episode, definitely do that, okay? And for those of you who are, still having a hard time, you're going through something rough around you, I'm sorry that you are. It happens to all of us all the time, more often than not. And but I want to say that instead of focusing on whatever negative things are happening around you, focus on building your energy. Just shift that focus a little bit. And it happens in little steps. This is what I always do. Like, from time to time, yes, I go through my own stuff, my own period of absolute chaos, absolute confusion, absolute pain as well, right? It happens to me too. And in that moment, it's kind of like I have this checklist. Okay, am I feeling overwhelmed? And I'm panicking, and I'm like overthinking everything, and things are going absolutely bad. I'm feeling bad. I'm crying sometimes, whatever that is. And then basically everything around me is just in shambles, and I'm feeling it as well. It's like a checklist. Like, my mind immediately switches, and I'm like, no, get back to your energy, raise your energy. And so I've kind of come into that autopilot now. And so I really hope you get to that stage as well. It's like a mind flip switch. Like, the minute I feel myself doing all of these things, I'm like, no, let's journal more, let's go out for walks more, let's hang out with our friends a little bit more, get that positive energy, be in nature, be peaceful, and do dancing, do things that make you happy. Like, for me, creating podcast episodes like this, creating any kind of thing, whether it's writing a book or writing, there are so many things that bring me joy and happiness and give me that sense of peace. And I'm sure you have that list as well. So it's all about, in that moment of time, removing your focus from whatever is draining your energy or whatever is influencing that negative energy into you, and shifting it to things that bring you that peaceful energy, that steady energy, that positive energy, okay? I know positive energy can be a little bit of a trigger phrase for some people, and I understand that. I really do. But at the same time, I think being positive itself, and we'll probably get into another podcast episode about what I mean when I say being positive, but just on a quick note, I think that being positive is more about understanding that things could go wrong, but you have that little bit of hope that if things go right, I don't want to miss out on this particular opportunity. Okay, that's what being positive to me means. Anyway, let's just go into another part of the thing. So, especially when we're talking about energy, shifting your energy so that you can shift the energy around you. It's not just the physical, the energy that comes from physical actions. It also has to be the energy that comes from the emotional state that you're in, the energy that comes from the mental state that you are in, the emotions that you are feeling. So journaling helps for me, meditation helps for me, just sitting in silence for 30 minutes. Oh my God, incredible. And I'll probably get into that in another podcast episode. Wow, it's like I already have 2 topics for different podcast episodes already. But what I mean is, just sitting in silence, okay, with lights on so that you don't fall asleep, and just sitting and just thinking. That to me is a form of meditation. Every time I'm overthinking or everything's just very muddled up in my head, I do this for a couple of days, and within 5 or 6 days I find my mind clearing up. It's like you're allowing all of those thoughts to just keep running. So yeah, that also, after the negative thoughts have run its course, then peace sets in. And that's how, again, you are shifting the mental energy in you. And whether it comes from your emotional energy, learning to journal so that all of those emotions, you are processing them and you're not repressing them, that also is a way to shift your energy as well. And hold on, I'm actually running out of time on the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch it off and then switch it back on again and continue because I don't have any limits on these podcast episodes. They just go as long as I feel like talking to you. So, but there's a limit of 25 minutes on the camera. So I'm just gonna, I don't know why I'm explaining this, but I feel like it might make a sound or there might be a video jump, and I just want to clarify that. Okay. And yeah, we're back. Okay. So what else? I'm just looking at my notes right now. And yeah, we talked about, being steady and being at peace and finding your center and holding on to it regardless of the chaos. And I think that matters. That really, really matters a lot. So I'll give you another example. Like, the reason why I posted this on one of my thoughts for the week was because I was actually going through a couple of rejections and how would I say it? I don't want to say bump because it wasn't a bump. It was like just no's everywhere for my business recently. I think this was 3-4 weeks ago. Yeah, 3-4 weeks ago. And everything, it was just like, I just kept, yes, I think they call it hitting a wall, right? You just keep hitting walls after walls, like no, 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 no. And after a point, all of those no's kind of get to you, right? It's like, okay, well, I can only handle so many rejections at a time, kind of thing. And so it was really starting to, flow into my own energy, and I was starting to lose my balance with respect to my energy. And it was affecting not just my business aspect of my life, I was also starting to see it in other aspects of my life as well. Like in my personal life, I remember my mom asked me, like, is everything okay? You seem a little bit stressed out. And I remember she even got me French fries, because like French fries is my comfort food. And she said, like, you've been stressed all week, why don't you get French fries? And I was like, okay, yeah. So clearly it's been coming into other aspects of my life, and that's not good. That's absolutely not good. And that was, I wouldn't say wake up call, but it was like, okay, the switch in my mind flipped, and I was like, okay, that's it. That's the limit of the external energy that I'm going to be taking in. It's time to raise my energy. And so I started dancing. I even shot 2 or 3 videos. I didn't really post it because I didn't feel like it. Was just me learning new of those hook steps. They call it whatever was trending. There was one, it was from this Bollywood movie, Jawan. And it's got my favorite actor, Shah Rukh Khan. And so the song is Chaleya. So I learned the hook step to that. And then there was another one, Zinda Banda Hai. Oh my God. 2 of my new favorite songs, I gotta tell you. And then there was one more, there's this song that's trending on Instagram. I forgot what it is. Okay, but anyway, that also I learned the dance step for that. It was kind of fun, and I did that for a couple of days, and then I started journaling more. Like the minute I know my energy is starting to get affected, I just start journaling like crazy. Even if I have to journal 3 times a day, no shame in that. Absolutely no shame in that. And what else did I do? Yeah, I went out for lunch with a friend of mine. We went to this place called Tuk Tuk Thai in Bangalore. It was in Koramangala, if I'm not wrong. The place is amazing. Like, it's a vegan/vegetarian Thai place in Bangalore. It is amazing. They don't have any maida. They call it maida. I'm not sure what you call it in English, but basically maida is not supposed to be good for your body, and this place has like a no maida rule, and I was like, wow. And the food was so good. They do this dish with like a tofu wrap. Oh my God, they steam it in, so they put the tofu in banana leaf, and then they put curry, like red paste curry, and then they add like a slice of tomato, and then they add like chili, like an actual chili, which is so good. And then they steam it. It's so good. And then I had the ramen over there. Amazing. Like, just every single aspect of that restaurant was amazing. So if you're in Bangalore and you want to try a new place, Tuk Tuk Thai, highly recommend. Anyway, so I did that, and then I, had some sort of, it wasn't like girls' night, but then I just called my best friend and we spoke for some time, and then what else did I do? Yeah, I did the dancing, and then I sang for a little bit as well. I learned a new song. Then I just spent time with my mom. Yeah, that I did. We started watching Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone again, and we reached halfway through the movie. And it's like we watch bits and pieces, but that's been that's also been raising my energy, and over time, it's been 4 weeks, right? So it's only in the past week and a half that I felt, okay, well, my energy has raised. I've absorbed all this peaceful energy around me, and I feel that power, and I can tackle this, I can handle the rejection. And so it's not that the rejections automatically became something of, oh, yeses all over. No, it's just, I can handle it. That's it. I can handle it. And then something else, some other aspect of my business opened up, and it was crazy. And I kind of correlated to the energy that I was in, the peaceful, and me being so firmly stuck to my center, focusing on myself. I really attribute it to that, because another thing is, when you are in that vibration, you can recognize opportunities. You can just recognize opportunities that are good for you, like this. So even if you don't believe that I attracted it, I can say that I recognized it because I was in the right energy to recognize it. If I was in that mindset of everything's going to crap, everything's just really sucky right now, I can't really do anything, everything's just out there to get to me and hurt me, and nothing ever works out for me, I don't think I would have recognized that opportunity. And it worked out. It's been a week and a half, and knock on the table, touch wood, it worked out. And other things that shifted while I was able to handle these rejections better, and with my book launch, this is one more thing that I did. So I got to tell you guys this, okay? So I'm launching the Simple series, right? As of today, it's 18th of October, and I'm recording this podcast in the evening at around 7:10, but the Simple series is launching on 23rd of October, and it's a series of, at the moment, 17 planners, journals, trackers, okay? I initially planned, this was 4.5 weeks ago, or 5, I think it was 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago, I planned for 5 planners to be launching on 23rd of October 2023, which is my 31st birthday. And the reason why I planned for 5 is because, well, in my birthday, 23/10/23, 2 plus 3 is 5, right? So I was like, okay, let's just put 5 planners out there. There was absolutely no magic, not magic, no logic over there, but I just felt like doing it, and so I did. And then this was 5 weeks ago. I finished it. Okay, I finished creating those 5 planners, and they were all ready to go, and I was in such a negative headspace at that point, right? With all of these these rejections that were just coming at me, there was just one after the other, and it's kind of like I was feeling very helpless. I would say I was feeling very helpless. So at that point, for me, I feel most at peace when I'm creating. I'm in my creative energy element. And so I just started creating. I just went absolutely crazy. You could call it crazy, but to me, it was just, I needed to shift my energy, and I really needed to get into that creative energy to raise my energy. And I didn't even think about how many I was creating, and I just kept going on. And then I created 15 overall, so 10 more. And then in the past 2 weeks, again, I just wanted to keep raising my vibration, my energy, and I created 2 more. So now I'm launching 17 on Monday. Okay, and that's a few days from now. And I don't think that I don't know where I was going with that thought. I lost that train of thought. But what I want to say is it's about you taking intentional action to raise your energy. You have to take intentional action to shift your energy. And you can call up my best friends and you can ask them what headspace I was in 4 weeks ago, and they will tell you, okay? They will tell you that, no, it wasn't a good headspace. And, I was really struggling, and I was really dealing with, just the business aspect of it. And I was kind of flowing into my personal life. And I was like, no, that never works out for me. I was in such a negative headspace. And that happens. I know that we tend to see people, and I get that, I get that. Like when people see me on social media and they see me in those 10 minutes or 30-minute podcasts where I'm in that good energy and I'm in that high vibration energy, it's easy to assume that's how I am 24/7, and that's not true, right? That's absolutely not true. And so yeah, you can ask my best friends. I was in a very, very negative headspace exactly 4 weeks ago, and that is why I just shifted my energy. It was like a flip switch for me. I was like, nope, I'm not dealing with this like this. We're gonna go about it another way. And then I just shifted my energy, and that's how I came up with 17 planners. I am not kidding. That is exactly how. I just focused it on, creative energy is the space where I feel the most peace. Like that is my element, that is me. And so I just focused on it. I came up with 17, and it was like this. It was just coming like this. And today I'm launching with 17. That's an insane number. It's an insane number, and I know it. And I'm actually very proud of myself, for having made that decision to shift my energy instead of wallowing, because it's very easy for me to wallow. Like, I think it's very easy for anyone to wallow. But if I had not shifted my energy, I'm pretty sure even as my birthday would be approaching, I'd be like, you know what, it's gonna be a sucky birthday. It's just gonna be like, what crap, and all of those things. And I know if I had allowed it, I would have still continued to be in that energy. And now, my birthday's coming up in a few days, and I'm like, yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with how the year went. My whole 30th year, I'm actually quite happy with the way it went, even though there was absolute chaos in the beginning of the year, and even like towards the end of the 30th year, I'm like, yeah, I handled it very well, and I handled it by shifting my energy. So I think how you deal with the situation has to be intentional at all times. I don't think that without you being intentional, I don't think that the external things will solve on its own. I think you make a choice to shift your energy, to fix your energy, to raise your energy so that it is higher than the negative energy that is surrounding you, and your energy flows. It just like, you kind of give like a reverse Uno card kind of thing, and then it flows back to there, because energy always flows from a place of high to low. So when your energy is higher than the energy outside, that's when the reverse happens. And even though that energy is trying to hit into you, trying to get into you, your energy is more, so it overpowers and then it just flows there. So yeah, that is actually what I wanted to share with you. I'm just looking at my notes to see if I've covered everything, and I think I've covered everything that I wanted to talk about in this podcast episode. And yeah, I just want to leave you with the note that your energy is powerful, okay? I know I've said this multiple times, and you're probably going to get fed up with me saying this, but I have to say it because it's very, very important for you to keep it in your mind at all times. Your energy has power that you cannot even fathom. You cannot even fathom it. I'm not even kidding, okay? I want you, okay, if that's just one takeaway from this entire podcast episode, I want you to trust in the power of your energy. That's all you have to do, okay? At the end of this episode, that's all I want you to do. Trust in the power of your energy, and just watch how you tackle every single thing that is coming out to defeat you. Just watch how you tackle it. Watch how your entire thought process shifts, your actions shift, and watch how you successfully tackle each of those situations. I have experienced this multiple times in the 4 years, and I cannot even begin to tell you how amazed I am at the power of one's energy. And I've seen this with other people as well. You know, people who know and believe in this, who trust their energy, who know that their energy has power, has immense power. I've seen them do it, and it's left me in awe. So I absolutely know that it can happen to everyone. It's just about believing that your energy has power and taking intentional steps to make sure that you are tapping into the energy that already exists within you. You just have to raise it. You just have to raise it to beyond what is coming out to get you. That's it. That's all you have to do. And it's in very, very simple steps. And let me tell you, I gotta tell you this. The steps that you take, okay, to raise your energy are going to be the things that you love doing. And you're going to be so happy, so peaceful and joyful in doing that, okay? So make a list today of things that bring you that sense of peace, that connect you to yourself. And every time you are feeling that the energy around you is kind of seeping into you, go to that list, okay? Go to that list and just keep doing all of those on repeat. Just keep doing it on repeat and slowly watch your energy shift so that it shifts the energy around you. Yeah, for a second there, I lost my train of thought, but I caught it. So, so that was a success there. Anyway, that brings me to the end of this episode. I personally really liked how this episode came out. I think this is going to be one of my favorites. I have a feeling it is going to be one of my favorite podcast episodes. But yeah, if you did like this episode, give me a thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you are listening to this on the podcast, then definitely do leave me a review. Those really help with my ranking and help me help more people with these kinds of thoughts, okay? Other than that, if you're not subscribed to either my YouTube channel or my podcast, yeah, it's just podcast. I was about to say podcast channel, but no, that doesn't sound right. It's just podcast. Yeah. If you wanted an insight into my mind, here it is. Okay, so if you are on any one of these two platforms, definitely do subscribe. You know, I want to definitely have more of these conversations with you. And if you're interested to know more about me, all of it is in the description box below. You can also catch me on my Instagram profile. It is at The Marketing Nomad. And if you've come all the way here, you're listening all the way here, thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you in my next episode / video. Yeah, we've got to come up with a better way to end this, because I feel kind of awkward when it comes to ending it. I don't know how to end it, but you know, I think we've done a good job so far. Okay, so yeah, bye-bye, and I'll catch you in my next episode. Bye-bye.